And if anyone listens to me speak or has listened to me over the years, I will tell you my number one rule. Words are the ultimate power in your life. Things that you say become true. You guys, if you know my story, you will know that books have changed my life. Books have raised me. And God bless my mom's soul. I love her. I miss her so much. She did everything she could to teach me. But let me tell you something, you guys. My dad wasn't around when I was growing up. I learned so much from authors like this, like Don Miguel Ruiz. I learned so much from their perspective, their ability to be able to reach and grow and be better and help others be better. And I learned it all through the multitude, the dozens and dozens, probably 100 or more books that I've read in the area of personal and spiritual development. And today we are going to talk about one of my favorites because it's so simple, it's applicable, and it's really profound in its simplicity. Plus, it's also pretty short. It's a great book. It's one you can read like once a year or once every 6 months to really reconnect with its message. And I'm also going to use this moment to pitch book club. There's a couple book club members who are on this call. I'm telling you guys, I host a book club every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. You can join in. If you're the type of person who would listen to this talk, you're the type of person who would be great for book club. I've been hosting it for many years. We read books just like this. We read them all together. We have discussion. And let me tell you guys, it is one of the most powerful things that I've ever been a part of. And it's really been a lifesaver for me. People will tell you there are great stories in there. It's just been such an amazing thing. So if you want to come to book club, it's on Zoom. You can be anywhere in the world, 7:30 p.m. Pacific on Wednesdays. Message me, direct message me, and I will send you the Zoom link. Okay? Or if you're watching this on YouTube or on any other place, you can email info@yancyberry.com. info@yancyberry.com. You can ask me about book club or any other question. Or, of course, you can go to my website, hit contact, and see me there. All right, so I'm going to lay just a little bit of a foundation on this book, okay? It's got very practical, small lessons, but it does have a bit of a foundation. And it's a foundation that it's not alone in its thinking. So this writer, Don Miguel Ruiz, is a Toltec. So Toltecs are Aztecs or South Americans or ancient South Americans. And what Toltecs believe, just like a lot of the ancient Hindus, just like people from A Course in Miracles that I'm reading right now, the belief is that this world is a bit of a dream or an illusion. Okay, it's not everything that meets the eye. I know it feels hard and it feels real, but according to these ancient Aztecs, according to these ancient Hindus, according to these people as well, this world is an illusion. And it would explain a lot if this world is an illusion. And I'm not here to say whether it is or it isn't, but it would explain a lot. Because if you think about this dream, according to these people, it's not just a dream, it's actually a nightmare. Okay, we are actually in a bit of a nightmare, which would explain a lot, right? All of the wars, destruction. Just think of the people who are born in ways that they can't possibly live a healthy, happy life, incarceration, all of the famine. Just think of all of the terrible things that are going on in the world. They have to be a bit of a nightmare, right? But according to these ancient Toltecs, the real us is the light and the perfection and the truth and the part of us that's beyond our senses. So even if you're not open to the concept that this world is a dream, please be open to the concept that there's more than meets the eye, right? Think about love. You cannot see love. Love is the most pure and perfect thing in this world. There's more than meets the eye. There's something bigger. There's something that we connect to. There's the light. There's the real and pure us. But the thing that this book is stating is that we can't see it. We can't see what's really us because of all the gunk, all of the difficulty, all of the infighting, all of the war, all of the tragedy in this world, we can't see the pure light that we are as a result of it. And also, this book talks about what's called the domestication of the planet. And what is that? The domestication of the planet is this. You guys, we're born perfect. We're born as light. We're born as love. We're born believing that anything is possible. We think about all of this stuff, right? But as we grow up, people begin to put their beliefs, their laws, and their agreements onto us. And it starts with our parents. All the things that our parents or a parent who raised us are afraid of, they put all of those fears, the matote that Don Miguel Ruiz calls it. They put all of their fears onto you. They put all of their laws onto you. Society, government, school, religions, certainly. They put all of these beliefs onto you that you didn't even choose. You were just born into this world, and by the time you are a grown-up, by the time you're a teenager, a young adult, you are domesticated with all of these laws and all of these agreements that had nothing to do with you. You didn't choose any of them. They were all put on you. And we're even punished if we don't comply, right? If you don't comply with the rules and regulations, it might not be like jail, but guess what? It can be something like being ostracized. If you don't believe like a group believes, or if you don't believe like the religion that you were born into believes, you might be ostracized. There's a punishment. So that by the time we're young adults, we're completely domesticated, you guys. Right? So, what Don Miguel believes, and he states in this book, and I believe it too, 95% of our beliefs are nothing but lies. And I believe that. I believe that 95% of what is going on out in this world is gunk based on garbage that is not even true. What's true is you're me and I'm you. When I love you, I love myself. When I give to you, I give myself. I'm the light. I'm here to heal and help. Not there's not enough. Not if you're not like me, something's wrong with you. Not if you don't think like me, you're crazy. Not all that gunk. Forget all that garbage. I believe like him. And all of our suffering as human beings as a result of these 95% of lies that are put onto us that we did not even choose. So getting into the book now, the heart of it, the way you break these old agreements, these old beliefs, are by choosing new ones. And these 4 agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz says, and I believe as a result of a reader and a person who really tries to abide by this stuff, that these new beliefs, these 4 that he came up with, will transform your life, will help you to create a new dream. That's not the dream of hell. That's not the nightmare that's going on now. It's a personal dream of heaven. So he has 4 agreements, and I'm going to kick off the first one. The name of the book, for the person who asked, is The 4 Agreements by a man named Don Miguel Ruiz. He has a lot of books, but this is his watershed book. It's an awesome one. The 4 agreements. And the first agreement that we can choose to believe, if we so desire, or so desire to be and do what Don Miguel Ruiz is talking about, is be impeccable with your word. Rule number 1, agreement number 1 is be impeccable with your word. Okay? So, to be impeccable with your word doesn't mean honesty in this book. It isn't to be perfectly clear. Don't lie. What it means is your words have power. And if anyone listens to me speak or has listened to me over the years, I will tell you my number 1 rule. Words are the ultimate power in your life. Things that you say become true. Be impeccable with your word means use your word to your advantage. Don't use it to harm you. Use your word to help you. I'm going to read a couple quotes from this book today in this talk. From this first agreement, he says, why your word? Your word is the power that you have to create. Your word is the gift that comes directly from God. Through the word, you express your creative power. It is through the word that you manifest everything. Regardless of what language you speak, your intent manifests through the word. What you dream, what you feel, and what you really are will be manifested through the word. right? So you can use the word as a gift to lift you up, or you can use it as a sword to kill. You can do anything with words, and I've done it all. That's how I know that it's true. I've used my word to bring my life out of the gutter. I've used my word to harm people. I've done so much with it. The word is ultimately powerful. So be impeccable with your word. All right? So another cool thing he says is this, and then I'll skip to the second agreement. He says this: be impeccable with your word. This is the first agreement that you should make if you want to be free, if you want to be happy, if you want to transcend the level of existence that is hell. It is very powerful. Use the word in the correct way. Use the word to share your love. Use this magic beginning with yourself. Tell yourself how wonderful you are, how great you are. Tell yourself how much you love yourself. Use the word to break all of those teeny tiny agreements that make you suffer. Just imagine what you can create with impeccability of your word. With the impeccability of the word, you can transcend the dream of fear and live a different life. You can live in heaven in the middle of thousands of people living in hell because you are immune to that hell. You can attain the kingdom of heaven from this one agreement. Be impeccable with your word. Pretty powerful stuff. My first agreement, and the one that I ascribe to the most, there's two of these agreements that I think that I've really worked to apply, and they've been really beneficial in my life. That's the first one. The second agreement has been a little more tough for me. The second agreement is don't take anything personally. You guys know how hard that is. When somebody says, hey man, you're doing something wrong, it hurts. But here's the thing about taking things personally. Everything, you guys, everything that someone says or does is a reflection of them, not you. Everything that someone says about you or does in this world doesn't have a damn thing to do with you. You don't have to take things personally. Trust me, you guys, this is one of the hardest agreements for me. When somebody says, hey, Yancy, you know what you need to do better? And I know that it has nothing to do with me and something to do with them. I still take it personally. I latch on and away we go. Now I got to give you a piece of my mind too. You guys, don't take things personally. It's a big deal because if you think about it, I'm not trying to take away your responsibility. If somebody says something to you and it's sincerely something that you need to change or do or this or that, fine. But I'm telling you guys, the major majority of the time, anything that happens in this world, something somebody says or does has something to do with them. You go to the checkout teller in line and he treats you like crap. Do you think that had anything to do with you picking up these bottles that didn't have the price on them? No. Not at all. It had everything to do with that person and what they are dealing with, not you. So do not take anything personally. I'm telling you guys something that this is something that I am sincerely working on myself. I wish I was perfect, but I'm not. One of the quotes that he has in here that I really dig about this, about the second agreement, not taking anything personally. If you can make this second agreement a habit, you will find that nothing can put you back into hell. There's a huge amount of freedom that comes to you when you take nothing personally. The whole world can gossip about you. And if you don't take it personally, you are immune. Someone can intentionally send emotional poison. And if you don't take it personally, you will not eat it. When you don't take the emotional poison, it becomes even worse to the sender, but not to you. Boom, bam. Do not take things personally. Agreement number 3, another tough one. Don't make assumptions. Think about it, guys. To make an assumption, you have to base it off of something that you believe is true. If you assume something about a human being or about a situation, you are basing it based on something that you believed from the past. Now, remember what I said early in today's lesson. What Don Miguel Ruiz believes is 95% of what we believe is lies anyway. So why are you going to make an assumption on something based on garbage? Okay? Don't assume anything. Don't assume anything. Very difficult. The second, also more difficult lesson for me to apply is not to assume things. This is for me personally, though. Also, if you assume something, think about it. To assume something, you have to be living in the past. You have to be living off of past belief or past situations that happened to you. What is another big thing that I believe, you guys? One thing, if you guys ever listen to me talk, live in the moment. The power of now. Be here now. Don't be in the past. Be here. You can't be here and assuming things from the past. So it's tough. It's not easy to do. The way you do it is you're conscious of it. Hey, I'm conscious of the fact that I'm assuming something right now. I'm not just letting this be. I'm living off an assumption of a past belief. And I want to be here in the moment. Okay, I want to be here now. Okay, so be here now. Don't be in the past. A great quote about this not making assumptions is this. I'm going to read a little bit of this book to you guys. The way to keep yourself, this is big, you guys, this is huge. The way to keep yourself from making assumptions is to ask questions. Hello out there. Make sure the communication is clear. If you don't understand, ask. Have the courage to ask questions until you are clear as you can be. And even then, don't assume you know all there is to know about a given situation. Once you hear the answer, you will not have to make assumptions because you will know the truth. If you don't understand something, it is better for you to ask and be clear instead of making an assumption. The day you stop making assumptions, you will communicate cleanly and clearly, free of emotional poison. You will, without making assumptions, your word will become impeccable. With clear communication, all of your relationships will change, not only with your partner, but with everyone else. You won't need to make assumptions because everything becomes so clear. This is what I want. This is what you want. If we communicate in this way, our word becomes impeccable. If all humans communicate in this way, with impeccability of the word, there would be no wars, no violence, no misunderstandings. All human problems would be resolved if we could just have good, clear communication. Don't make assumptions. Pretty powerful stuff, right? I'm going to go into the last one. And after the last one, I'm going to lead us in a guided meditation for adopting these principles, specifically, number one, being impeccable with our word. And there's a beautiful couple of prayers in this book too. I'm going to read one of these prayers right in the middle of our meditation, okay? The fourth agreement, you guys, always do your best, okay? Always do your best. It's the fourth agreement. The thing about the fourth agreement is this: if you always do your best, you can apply agreements 1, 2, and 3 in a very sincere way and make a massive difference in your life. One thing that he says is sometimes your best is amazing. Sometimes your best is just okay. Your best is not always the same. It depends on the day. Sometimes you're better than others, and that's fine. But according to Don Miguel Ruiz, apply rule number 4, agreement number 4, always do your best. And this is a very personal one to me. I'm going to read a quote from it first, but then I'm going to tell you my experience with doing my best. He says, doing your best, you're going to live your life intensely. You're going to be productive. You're going to be good to yourself because you will be giving yourself to your family, to your community, to everything. But it is the action that is going to make you feel intensely happy. When you always do your best, you take action. Doing your best is taking the action because you love it, not because you're expecting a reward. Most people do exactly the opposite. They only take action when they expect a reward and they don't enjoy the action. That's the reason they don't do your best. Do things you enjoy to do. Dig into the action, not the reward or the result. Get into the action. Always do your best. I'm going to tell you guys something very personable about me. I don't like to toot my own horn, but sometimes I need to. Okay? This is personal for me. I've failed a lot in this life, you guys. If you know my story, not a perfect human being. I've screwed up all over the place. I still screw up. But one thing I do is I bust my ass and I do my best all the time. And because of it, I have had an immense amount of success. I have had so much success in this life. I've had so many incredible things happen. My network of individuals is ridiculously huge and they're really successful. And the reason successful and heart-centered people gravitate toward me is because when you see somebody who always does their best and always busts their ass and always tries harder than someone else, it's admirable. It's an admirable quality to give it your all. I flat out try harder than most people. It is what it is. Whether it's in my business, whether it's in this type of stuff, communicating with you, whether it's in my own interpersonal relationships, whether it's with my son, people and I have a relationship with or don't, I try harder than most people. And it covers a bulk. It makes up for a multitude of mistakes. People know what they're going to get when they come to see Yancy Berry. For coaching, a talk, a workout, they know that I am going to bust my ass for them. You guys, it's a big deal. And it has led to so many incredible things. Things I don't even share with most people. People on my team might know, or people who I'm very close with. You guys, I've had so many people who've had so many incredible results in their life. Things that have changed, difficulties they overcome, so much stuff. People who are ridiculously successful, and I help them feel better when they realize that all that money wasn't going to be everything for them. Yes, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Okay? Always do your best. That's it. All right? Those are the 4 agreements. It ends up with a little bit of a summary in there. It has a couple of great prayers, one of which I'm going to share in our meditation now. Okay? What I'd like you to do is I'm going to have a guided meditation right now. The bulk of it is going to be about being, you're welcome. Thank you guys. You're welcome. Thank you guys for being here. The bulk of this is going to be for being impeccable with your word and using your words to help yourself and help others. But then there is a beautiful prayer in here that I'm going to have as well. Okay. So what I'd like you guys to do, if you've meditated with me before, close your eyes and send the signal to yourself that all is well. And the way you send the signal to yourself that all is well is by breathing from your belly. Inhale. Belly comes out. Exhale. Belly moves towards your spine. Continue that breathing. A nice belly breath, continuing with that. If you're driving and listening to this, obviously keep your eyes open and pay attention to the road. But if you're anywhere else and you can close your eyes, please close your eyes and look at your third eye. Keep your eyes closed, look up and together with those eyes as you continue to breathe from your belly. Your third eye is the seat of your soul. The third eye is the seat of all that is spiritually true. And it's the place that you can connect with well-being and wisdom. I'm going to count you guys now down from 3 to 0. And when you get to 0, you are going to be in your perfect place today of meditation. 3. Whatever that place is going to be perfect for accepting what I say today. 2. Continuing to breathe from your belly, continuing to look at that third eye. 1. Letting thoughts come, letting thoughts go. It's just fine. And 0. From this perfect place of meditation, we are so grateful that we are connected with our highest self. We are so grateful to be connected with Source, God, Being, whatever you want to call it, the highest thing we are connected with right now in our soul, in the seat of our intuition, and we are grateful. In this moment of gratitude, I speak into your soul, every single person listening to this meditation, that you always use your words for you. You use your words for your highest good. You use your word for the highest good of others. You are now impeccable with your word. It's a beautiful thing. From this perfect seat of intuition, you are able to let go and not take things personally. You are able to let go and not make assumptions. And you are able to always do your best. And you are able to make these things happen with the power of your word. What you say to yourself inside, what you say to yourself verbally outside. You are impeccable from this moment forward. I'm so grateful that you hear these words. I'm grateful that I hear these words. I'm grateful that Source hears these words and makes them true for us now in the way that is best for us and everybody involved. And I'm now going to speak this beautiful prayer, you guys, the prayer of freedom. Keep those eyes closed. Hear me. Hear me from your soul. Hear me from your highest place of being. This prayer, let it be true for us now. The prayer for freedom. Today, Creator of the universe, we ask that you come to us and share with us a strong communion of love. We know that your real name is love. That to have a communion with you means to share the same vibration, the same frequency that you are, because you are the only thing that exists in the universe. Today, help us to be like you are, to love life, to be loved. Help us to love the way you love, with no conditions, no exceptions, no obligations, without any judgment. Help us to love and accept ourselves without any judgment, because when we judge ourselves, we find ourselves guilty and we need to be punished. Help us to love everything you create unconditionally, especially other human beings, especially those who live around us, all our relatives and people whom we try so hard to love, because when we reject them, we reject ourselves. And when we reject ourselves, we reject you. Help us to love ourselves just the way we are with no conditions. Help us to accept them the way they are without judgment. Because if we judge them, we find them guilty, we blame them, and we have the need to punish them. Today, clean our hearts of any emotional poison that we have. Free our minds from any judgments so that we can live in complete peace and complete love. Today is a very special day. Today we open our hearts to love again so that we can tell each other, I love you, without any fear, and really mean it. Today we offer ourselves to you. Come to us. Use our voices, use our eyes, use our hands, and use our hearts to share ourselves in a communion of love with everyone. Today, Creator, help us to be just like you are. Thank you for everything that we receive this day, especially for the freedom to be who we really are. Amen. I'm going to bring us out of this meditation now, you guys. I'm going to count us from 0 to 3. And when we get to 3, you guys, the meditation will be over, but every single thing that is good and beautiful and amazing will still be in you. You will be able to carry it forward. You'll always be able to come back to this meditation and prayer anytime that you desire on this page. And you guys will be able to forward straight to this point and use it anytime that's good for you and necessary for you. Continuing to breathe from your belly, continuing to look at your third eye with your eyes closed. 0. All is well. 1. 2. Continuing to stay centered. And 3. A nice, big cleansing breath. Open those eyes. Thank you guys for joining me today. You guys rock. Remember, if you want to read books like this with me and my crew, come to book club Wednesday nights, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. We read it together. We have discussion. We get deep. We challenge each other to be better. And it's absolutely free. The only thing you got to do is leave your ego at the door and be willing to grow. That's it. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today. Message me, direct message me. If you're not following me, follow me and direct message me. Or go to yancyberry.com, hit contact, send information in. I or my crew will get it. I'll make sure you get all of the information about book club. All right? You guys are absolute rock stars. You guys make my day. You make my life. You are my why. You are the reason I wake up every single day and work to be a better human being. Have the best day. Come back to this when you want to meditate and connect and be impeccable with your word and grow with that beautiful prayer. Have the best day. I'll see you guys later.